ladies, gentlemen, and things not gendered, welcome to a very special pre-WrestleMania DarkMatch. There's a reason for this. I'm Ironbite Dash. With me is...
It's me. It's that NL to the C, no leaf clover.
This is the Revolver Man here, and I'm cooking meth right now.
And I am your foxy friend Backlash, and I know we're in the wrong company, but I have to ask, what's the point of WrestleMania?
There is no point. This year...
because we don't do TNA anymore, we have to bring that back somehow.
Yeah.
And my God, this was the year of Daniel Bryan coming back from a career-threatening injury. That was the story. That was the story.
Let me break down why we're doing this. We're basically doing this because we were talking amongst ourselves, and somewhere along the line, I realized that if we just didn't vent out all the things all the problems that we had with this card, with the build, with everything surrounding WrestleMania, then the WrestleMania show itself was going to be like 3 hours, because we weren't going to talk about the matches themselves. We were just going to talk about, all of this bullshit. So at least now we can get out all of the things that we need to get out about WrestleMania, and we can move forward, and hopefully WrestleMania...
WWE moving forward?
This is a company that's been frozen in time since 2001. And I literally mean that. Nelly's right. What we're doing is we're trying to get it all out of our system, so we're not pulling a Spoonie here.
Yeah, what this show is going to be. We're going to run down the card for WrestleMania, and we're going to give our thoughts on the build-up to these matches, and basically our thoughts on the WWE in the past, say, 6 months, in the direction they've been going. So shall we get started, gentlemen?
Oh,
Sounds
please.
good to me.
Yes.
We begin with one of 2 matches that will be on the pre-show. Yes, there will be 2 matches on the pre-show, and one of them...
There are 7 matches on the actual WrestleMania card.
Guys,
it's a 4-hour show.
I want you to sit down and think about this. There are more people on the pre-show than the actual show.
Oh my God, he's right. Because
the Battle Royal's on the pre-show.
Yeah. We'll get to the Battle Royal, but first we have our WWE Tag Team Championship match, which is a fatal 4-way because shut up. Current Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Tyson Kidd versus The New Day versus Los Matadores versus the Usos, because of course it's versus the Usos.
Wait, I thought the Usos were hurt.
No,
apparently
not. It's a fatal 4-way tag team match. You can basically get the hurt Uso, which will make it easier to keep to tell them apart.
Which basically means tune in to see New Day.
And
I'm sorry, that's my default reaction whenever I bring up New Day. I go,
Hey everybody, do you want to watch institutionalized racism? Well, I have the card for you.
Remember when the New Day was supposed to be the new Nation of Domination?
Oh my God, I wanted that so goddamn bad.
With Xavier Woods actually being this fire and brimstone Southern preacher, Kofi Kingston finally shedding that goofy face he wears in every single goddamn match he's in, and Big E actually fulfilling his potential as the big man that we all know he is. Now they clap.
And dance. They do a lot of dancing.
And they sweat. Don't forget. Big E, he sweats.
Big E sweats a lot. That is his thing. Big E is not a character. He just sweats a lot. He is a big, sweaty black man. That is his gimmick now.
The amount of hydration that guy must go through.
And then we have Los Matadores.
I thought they were fired.
So did I.
You know what? They might actually be. These might be 2 new guys under the masks.
That's very
More
true.
racism. More racism. Let's have the 2 Puerto Rican guys place Spanish matadors, because, all Spanish people are exactly the fucking same. There's no difference. There's no, cultural heritage. There's no chance that this could offend anybody.
Well, except for us. And then there's the Usos, who I swear to God are probably going to be able to make themselves heard in the nosebleed sections without a fucking mic.
Speaking of institutionalized racism, we got the glorious quote from the pre-show Hall of Fame of that Uso-looking gentleman, I believe was said.
Oh my God.
God. We by the way, we're not watching the Hall of Fame. I personally am not watching it because I have a personal issue with Hulk Hogan inducting Macho Man Randy Savage into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what kind of fucking crap is that?
I just know that somewhere up in heaven, Ultimate Warrior is making another bitchy vlog about this. And when I die, I'm going to have to review it.
And you know what the best part is? Sitting right next to him is CM Punk for some reason. Don't ask me how Punk got into heaven, because he's still alive. He's just there. And he doesn't say a word. He just has the angriest resting bitch face of all time.
He just sits there and silently nods.
So after he walks out on the UFC for not being fun anymore, he's going to go to heaven?
No, he's there right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right there. He's there right now. That's what they're making the video right now.
Oh,
and then
God damn it.
Then there's our champions, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. This is as good as it gets, boys.
Tyson Kidd and I Deserve So Much Better Cesaro.
The Brass Ring Club.
Yeah, the Brass Ring Club. My God, look at where Cesaro has fallen.
Fallen? He was never up to fall. He's always been treated like shit.
Last year, around this time, it looked like they were actually going to do something. He beat Randy Orton clean as a sheet, and then he took John Cena to the limit, and then he looked like a fucking boss in the Elimination Chamber. We all thought, holy shit, maybe they're going to do something with Cesaro.
Nope.
If you're wondering what happened with Cesaro, I just bought his shirt for $6 at Hot Topic. That's what happened to Cesaro.
I don't want to blow my load on this now, but I'll have more to say about why Cesaro and certain other people are not being utilized as they should.
Because they're brown people?
No, it's not
No.
racism.
No,
It's a much stupider reason.
If the person who I assume he's talking about then it's definitely not skin color.
Yeah.
Considering he's white as a sheet, yeah, it's not skin.
He's from the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my God.
I don't feel like trying to predict a winner for this because I don't care. I don't care about the tag team title match.
This is
Who's cared about the tag titles in the past 6 fucking years?
These are 8 people who have been shuffled off of the WrestleMania card who'd all deserve better.
Here's the thing.
All of them.
At Fastlane, the match that they were this is a theme for the night. At Fastlane, the match that they were very clearly building towards was Cesaro and Kidd versus the Usos. And about 2 weeks into they were building towards that match, or they were building towards Kidd, Cesaro, and Natalya versus the Usos and Naomi. Yeah, they were building towards that match, and the build towards that match was fine. And then it just was another one of those weird things where all of a sudden they were like, fuck, we don't have any black people on the card. We don't have any Spanish people on the card. We have to find a spot for these guys. Now, I'm just saying, that's the only reason that they put them there. Even though, as we'll discuss when we get to the next match, the entire reason why the fucking Andre the Giant Battle Royal
Andre the Battle Royal! I like that term. Andre the Battle
The whole reason that exists is so that you can get everybody a match on the card. That's the only reason that they did this. So the fact that
booking.
This is gonna be the build for this has just been all over the place, like it's always been, because every once in a while Vince gets interested in the tag team division, and then he stops getting interested in it because nobody is 6'5", weighing 300 pounds, and can bench press cars.
Well, yes, there is. His name is Big E, but for some reason,
his name is Cesaro. Cesaro is probably the strongest guy in the company.
Yeah,
Big E and Cesaro could both like fucking launch Cena into space.
But
and they don't need human growth hormone to do it.
Put them both together and call them the Bosses, and you have an awesome tag team.
It's just
we're booking better than the people running this show. What the hell?
Dude, we've been doing that for like 4 years.
Backlash. I booked this card better in my dreams. Remember?
And Iron Bite's dreams are scary places.
I booked Kofi Kingston in a heel role, being in the main event against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. In my dreams.
I don't know what's funnier, Kofi Kingston as a main eventer or Kofi Kingston as a heel. Because remember when they were doing that Wildcat shit?
Oh my god. Again, these are 8 people. 12 people if you count the fucking valets and teammates and whatever the fuck El Torito is.
Yeah, because Natty and Naomi and
Xavier
El
Torito.
Oh my god, they're all going to be out. Oh, fuck me.
El Torino is going to fucking Hurricanrana a bitch, and that's going to be a finish.
It's fucking. These are 12 people who deserve so much better.
Oh yes, I don't even much care for the Usos, but they deserve better than this.
They should have been wrestling the Ascension. The whole point of debuting the Ascension when you did.
Where is the Ascension? Why aren't they in this match?
Oh, because they got buried 12 feet under by fucking JBL.
They are in the Andre the Giant.
They're in the
Battle
Andre
Royal.
the Giant.
Yeah, they are.
Because fuck making sense.
Fuck making sense.
I mean,
you could have taken the New Day or Los Matadores out of this match and put the Ascension in the tag team title match and put either of those teams into the fucking Battle Royal, and nothing would have changed.
Here's the reason.
And that's a bad thing, honestly.
And now we'll move on into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, which, by the way, I guess is now going to be a thing.
They actually had like cops bringing in the trophy like it was the Stanley Cup or something.
Holy shit! Really?
That's because the trophy is huge.
Yeah, that is true. It is an impressive trophy.
Didn't the other one get broken last year?
Yes, Swaggy broke it because we thought there was going to be a nice feud between Swagger and Cesaro. Remember?
Yeah, and then at fucking Extreme Rules we got RVD versus Cesaro versus Swagger, which was fucking confusing.
But yeah, let me break this down because I've got a list of who's in the Battle Royale: The Miz, Curtis Axel, Ryback, Fandango, Adam Rose, Zack Ryder, Jack Swagger.
Wait! Zack Ryder's getting a fucking payday? Color me surprised.
Yeah, he still works here.
I'm legitimately surprised.
He's been having a feud on WWE
Twitter.
Superstars.
On Twitter. It's on Twitter. It's graduated to Superstars. Twitter. No,
Zack Ryder versus Adam Rose has been going on Twitter, and they had the blow-off match on Superstars.
That's how this show is getting booked, via Twitter.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
I'm the only one. I'm sure people who are listening to this know kayfabe news. It's the Onion of dirt sheets, basically. And there was one article that I couldn't fucking stop laughing at. It was the article saying that this WrestleMania might be the 5th best Raw of the year.
Yeah. Anyways, run down the rest of the card. Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, Big Show, Kane, Eric Rowan, Damian Mizdow, Sin Cara, Goldust, Heath Slater, Mark Henry, Connor and Victor of the Ascension, and our winner of the NXT Battle Royal, Hideo Itami.
Who hit the GTS in San Jose. He hit the GTS.
I, for one, am looking so forward to Hideo Itami getting the biggest fucking pop of the night and then getting dumped over the top rope unceremoniously by Big Show.
He's the first one gone. He is the first one gone.
Nobody from NXT...
Nobody
from NXT is ever going to look good going up against WWE guys unless they're established first.
Unless their Triple H has the book in hand and refuses to give it up. By the way, that's only about 20 guys. There's still 11 slots open.
Oh my god.
So you think there's going to be surprise people?
Oh, I know there's going to be quote unquote surprise people.
At any rate, this
what the hell?
Again, this is another thing that bleeds into other matches because one of those competitors is Goldust, who when last we came to you when we reviewed WWE Fastlane was feuding with his brother Cody. And well, sorry, I don't want to call him Cody. He is Stardust.
Cody is dead.
And
there's only Stardust.
And he was, you know what? I was not a big fan of Stardust, but he was cutting fucking awesome promos about like how he was sick of being Cody, how he's sick of being an also-ran, how he's sick of living in the he was cutting awesome promos. They had the match at Fastlane, which, wasn't a great match, but we figured that the reason that match wasn't great was because, well, they're saving something for WrestleMania. And what happens? Goldust goes into the fucking Battle Royal, and Stardust goes into the Intercontinental Championship clusterfuck, and we don't get a resolution to either feud. By the way, you want to know something else that should be a singles match in this card? Fucking Miz versus Mizdow.
Again.
But no, they're going to drag that out forever.
They're not dragging it out. They're trying to kill it because they didn't.
No, it's already dead. They're just beating the corpse.
Stop hitting it. Stop hitting it. It's already dead. God damn it.
Again, what? I don't get that. It's like somebody, Vince, only pays attention in spurts. And he's got less of an attention span than a sugared up second grader with ADHD. Hi, little Iron Bite. How are you? And it's just like amazing that he can't figure out that he's going to start losing a lot of money.
No,
I mean, we joke about TNA losing money all the time.
TNA has actually been good lately. I have been contemplating.
Do you watch it?
I've been watching the clips.
Do you watch it on Destination America?
I don't get Destination
America. Thank you. All right. Yes, there is great stuff going down in TNA. They just had their Saturday morning program, Impact Unlocked, moved to Fridays before Impact because the ratings weren't there.
But I watched a little. I just watched clips of Impact, and just watching the clips, I was like, okay, I get this angle. Okay, I get this angle. Which last we watched fucking Impact. That was not the case. And it's certainly not the case. It's certainly not the fucking case in WWE today. So I will give TNA props for that. But
ask me and Magpie about Bound for Glory 2013.
I'd rather not. You've been harping on that way too much.
I will never get over it.
Telephone.
Yeah, I know.
Look, here's the thing. This match, I feel like it exists for one reason. Kane and Big Show. They have been putting these two over so goddamn good.
Move over, new stars.
Here comes the Big Show. Actually, now,
I'm not saying that either of them are going to win. I'm going to say they're going to eliminate everyone, and it's going to come down to one guy to throw them out.
And I'll tell you who that person's going to be.
Who?
Curtis Axel!
No.
The guy who
it's
got
not gonna be-
screwed out of the Royal Rumble has come back to win the Battle Royal.
No, he's going to get screwed out of this.
No. But that would make so much sense, Backlash, that you know it's not going to happen, so why even bring it up?
Look, it's going to be fucking Sheamus. He's coming back. He's going
Yes,
to enter the
it's gonna be
Battle
Sheamus.
Royale, and he's going to bro kick Kane and Big Show out of the fucking ring
At the same time.
At the same time, and he's going to be like, and everybody else is going to get back in the ring, and they're going to all celebrate, even the heels, and it's going to be like, oh, the amazing Celtic Warrior. Whoa, that's loud.
What the hell
Wrong
is
way.
that?
What? That would be music that somehow turned on my phone.
Turn your phone off.
I did.
Thank you.
Anyways,
We're professionals here at DarkMatch.
are we really? But yeah, no, it's gonna be Sheamus. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be Sheamus.
And I just feel like we're being lied to about just about everything here now. So
yeah, I when I tried to go back and book the card, I said Curtis Axel should win too, but that's not going to happen. I would also say that Hideo Itami maybe should win, but we know that's not going to fucking happen.
Oh God,
no.
By the way, why isn't there an NXT match? Why didn't they put the Battle Royal on WrestleMania and then have the finals of that, like,
because that bucktooth beaver Ken and Dunn don't like that NXT. In my horrible Jim Cornette impression.
You're probably actually right. Triple H. All right, I've learned that Triple H doesn't actually book NXT, which is fine.
It's Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But however, Triple H approves the ideas that Dusty comes up with. All right, and he does it, and he comes from a wrestling standpoint. He's not this fucking trumped up announcer or the owner's son or anything. He actually understands some sort of wrestling logic. So when Dusty, I don't know why he's booking, but when Dusty comes up and says, "Hey, Triple H, let me tell you this guy, Hideo Itami, we should push him to the moon." Well, why? Because he's great. All right, do it. And then they booked him in some
because
logical
Triple
things.
H has started a 2-pack a day habit all of a sudden.
It's my shitty ass Triple H impression.
Fair
going
enough.
from-
Like I
You
said,
did not. You didn't even do it right. You didn't say, "I am the game." I'm gonna cut.
Oh, I forgot that. Okay. Let me.
Promo.
I like to think that he he introduces himself as the game every time someone tries to start a conversation. I am the game. Triple H, and I want double pepperoni on this pizza.
Anyways,
Also, there is something I want to bring up. Can we just take a minute that in this day and age, Dusty, he got a bicycle Rhodes, is booking something better than Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
well, to be fair,
but here, Dusty is a good book. I mean, not in TNA, he was shit, but Dusty.
everything is shit in
No.
TNA.
Did you
Dusty
see
is a
his
good-
the bullshit he pulled when he was booking WCW?
Yes, I did.
Wait, which?
That's why they call it a Dusty finish.
Okay.
That was but you got to remember that was when he was wrestling. Now that he isn't, and his family isn't, he's clear-headed. It's sort of like how Jeff Jarrett actually knows how to book, except when it's booking himself.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like it's very easy to get lost and want to put yourself over when you're in charge of everything.
Right.
But when you can step away and just sort of look at the big picture, and I'm sure it's not just Dusty booking. I'm sure.
No, Paul Heyman has to have been.
Yeah, I'm sure. They reach out to Heyman. I'm sure Regal has his input. I'm sure Triple H has his ideas. It's a collaborative effort, but it's just like
the 50-something soap opera writers.
It isn't even their fault, though, because they rewrite the script 5 times a week because his brains have been scrambled and salted with cocaine.
And steroids, can't forget that.
cocaine, steroids, and unprotected headshots.
Yep.
It's amazing. I don't know.
But I was going to say about NXT that I don't understand why they don't have a match on the
on the pre-show.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
It's because of the 7 matches that are on the card. Yes, 7 matches. They are all going to drag.
You know which one's going to drag the most. And I think we need to talk about this one next, regardless of the order of the card.
And there's going to be at least 3 musical performances.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see.
Wiz Khalifa or whatever the fuck that idiot.
No. Wiz Khalifa is
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa is nowhere.
No talent. How about I just call him no talent?
There you go. You have LL Cool J. Who, remember, he's a rapper for some odd reason.
He's still around?
She's my mom's age, and I love my mom dearly, but I would not want to see her on WrestleMania.
All right. Anyways, got LL Cool J. He's going to perform the opening event. Anybody remember when WrestleMania was opened with the national anthem?
They talked about that a lot during the retrospective they've had on the network recently.
Ugh. You've also have this guy, Kid Ink, who I've never even heard of.
His name is Kid Ink? Why don't we get fucking Kid Romeo here, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was?
Actually, I don't know who he is. And then you have Travis Barker.
Again.
Travis Barker is performing with Kid Ink.
Yeah, and also you have Skylar Grey doing a David Guetta song.
Is this a wrestling show or a fucking concert?
It's both.
Oh
my god. Okay, now I know where Kid Ink came from. He's that Vine he's who everybody on Vine uses.
What?
Okay. You guys know what Vine is, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's everybody what WWE wished Tout was.
Yeah. Anyways, the memes that roll through them, almost everybody uses the same damn song, and usually it's by Kid Ink.
Is it that Who What You Say song?
No. He did Main Chick, which has been pretty popular, and
I am out of the loop because I've not heard of any of fucking this.
Yeah,
these damn kids with their raps and their YouTubes and their Vines.
Yeah, I sit in Spencer's all day listening to bad modern pop music, and not even Spencer's will play this.
That's how bad this is.
Spencer's. Wait, if you want to know how bad Spencer's gets, and again, I love my job, I really do, but I have to listen to fucking The Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff at my job.
Oh my!
I have to listen.
Are they still making music?
No, they're making the old stuff. Do you know how many times I've had to listen to Parents Just Don't Understand? Do you know?
They play Parents Don't Understand.
What?
They also play Nightmare on My Street, which is Will Smith's rap theme about Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street.
What?
Yes.
He made a rap about Okay, I'm gonna breathe.
You know what? All right. Hold on a second. All right, I've got a fishing line, and we're getting dragged back. Okay. Now, the reason why we're only getting these 7 matches because of the music, but also let's look at the I don't even know the order of the card.
Okay, no. I don't know what the order is going to be, but I'll just jump into. I'll just list these. First, we've got Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins.
Oh God,
the setup for this match has been so stupid. Let's
been all
recap,
over the
shall we? It starts at Fastlane, where after burying who the fuck ever was in that match,
Dolph. It was Dolph.
Dolph, Eric Rowan, and Ryback.
No. Rollins kind of got buried in that match too. Fuck Ryback.
Yeah.
Randy Orton comes back and beats the crap out of Big Show and Kane as Seth Rollins runs away. If you need a reminder,
J&J Security.
Big Show and Kane, if you need a reminder, Big Show and Kane are in the Authority. Cut to the next night on Raw, where Randy Orton claims, I was just blowing off some steam. I'm totally willing to join back up with the Authority.
Welcome.
Okay, Randy. I mean, you did kick the ass of 2 of our enforcers, but of course you can come back. Time passes. We have a tag match with Randy Orton and Seth Rollins on a team, and shock horror, Randy Orton has a problem with the guy who put him out on injury.
You see, Backlash, it was all a setup. See, Randy Orton knew he would never be able to get Seth Rollins alone, so he concocted this Machiavellian scheme to get Seth Rollins by himself.
This isn't even Machiavellian. This is Rube Goldberg's scheme.
Rube Goldberg. No, because that shit actually works. This doesn't.
Well, to be fair, a Rube Goldberg's machine isn't actually supposed to do what it's supposed to do. It's just supposed to
get a Bill Goldberg machine where Triple H just gets speared out of a fucking window?
No. No, because it's not Triple H's fault he's in this stupid storyline.
Fair enough.
Now, if it was Kevin Dunn, on the other hand...
I would pay $85 for an HD feed of Bill Goldberg spearing Kevin Dunn the fuck out of the window.
But yeah, this match, I mean, you want to talk about the most simple fucking thing, and they never want to do this simple thing. All this had to be was Randy Orton wants to fucking kill Seth Rollins, and every time he almost gets to Seth Rollins gets away. That's all this had to be.
Randy Orton has gotten his hands on Seth Rollins multiple times.
Why do we need a match? If we already know that Randy Orton can beat the shit out of Seth Rollins, he beat the shit out of him for 10 minutes at the end of Raw. Why do I want to watch them wrestle?
This is straight out of fucking
for another 10 minutes.
This is straight out of WCW.
And we'll get to WCW in a bit.
I know. Christ.
But again, the simple explanation is come Raw the next night. Randy Orton comes out and goes, "Yeah, I'm not rejoining you morons. I just want him." Bam. Simple.
You give me him, and the rest of you don't fucking die. If you don't, well then you have. No
I can't be held responsible. Yeah, exactly.
All this had to be was Seth Rollins escaping Randy Orton, so that by the time WrestleMania came around, all the crowd wants to see is Randy Orton fucking destroy Seth Rollins. It's the easiest, most simple thing to build, and they fucked it up.
They didn't just fuck it up. They blew it out of proportion. No, it's got to be all convoluted. And Randy Orton's a mess. Randy Orton's an idiot.
And then you got fucking Seth Rollins in the fake authority breakup, which was the most telegraphed, obvious breakup in history. So what they do is they say, well, okay, Randy, you have Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but tonight you also have Seth Rollins in the main event. He's like, and Randy Orton says in that promo, he's like,
were you trying to do a Triple H impression via Macho Man Randy Savage?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
But Randy Orton says, look, I know you guys are trying to fucking set me up. But it's worth it if I get to kill Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins comes out later in the night after all this like fake authority dissension, and he's like,
I got you.
I fooled you. Randy Orton he broke the fourth wall. He was like, no, I totally know what's gonna happen. I just want to kill you. So now both fucking guys look like idiots, and I still don't want to see them have a match, which sucks because this is going to be a great match.
It is, because Seth Rollins is probably going to break out once again that amazing move I saw at Fastlane.
Phoenix Splash? Wait, no.
Yes.
Wait, are you talking
Phoenix
about
Splash?
You mean the one at Royal Rumble?
Yes, the one at Royal Rumble. What did I see at Fastlane? Oh, I didn't see Fastlane.
What you saw at Fastlane was Seth Rollins not getting the pin and Dolph Ziggler getting pinned by Kane.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, what's the next match?
The next match is the Divas match. AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins, and I still can't believe they put AJ back on TV.
Here's
Paige is turning on AJ.
Wait.
Bellas.
No.
Actually, I have an interesting story about Paige. This is from last year. Last year I was watching Extreme Rules with that was Paige's first title defense. It was Paige versus Tamina Snuka, and I'm watching it with my girlfriend. So, and my girlfriend, like, she would watch Raw with me and stuff. And I was like, cool, she watches Raw. But she would always get, like, really quiet when the Divas came on. And basically because she doesn't like the Divas. Because, you know, they're scantily clad and she thinks I'm ogling them all the fucking time. Anywho, so we're watching, Paige comes out, Tamina comes out. And we're watching the match. And, like, I slowly start to notice that, like, my girlfriend's making, like, grunting sounds. So she'd be like, ugh, yeah, get her, yeah. And I'm like, that's weird. And I go back to watching the match, and then I slowly start to realize that, remember, Paige is the face and Tamina is the heel. But every time Paige was on offense, my girlfriend was fucking furious. And every time Tamina was on offense, she was like, yeah, fucking kill her, fucking beat her up. I was like, oh shit, I can never watch wrestling with my girlfriend if this is going to be the thing that happens every time Paige wrestles.
Why does she not like Paige?
Because she's white and skinny, and yeah, it's a whole thing.
I'm not gonna get into it then. We'll just
but okay, so let's talk about the relationship between Paige and AJ. Paige's
lesbian pollen.
What is that line? I've never heard that before you said that, No Leaf.
It's the pollen.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Lesbian pollen is when two completely heterosexual women all of a sudden want to have sex with each other or have really awkward, forced sexual tension for the purposes of a storyline. For example, let's take, like, Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson. You remember that angle?
No, but it turned out she just wasn't that she wanted to fuck the dad, or she fucked the dad to get to Tori Wilson?
No, she wanted to
Al Wilson.
fuck Tori. No, she wanted to fuck Tori.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she wanted to. Yeah, that's
she
right.
wanted to fuck Tori, so she decided. Oh my god! And just remember, every time you want to say that Paul Heyman is a godly booker and he can do no wrong, please remember that Paul Heyman booked that.
Oh my god!
Anyways,
I forgot about that angle.
And also, there was there's also Winter and Angelina Love.
That's a lesbian pollen. That's totally a lesbian pollen attack.
That angle got weird though. That implied like she was some kind of fucking space ghost.
That angle implied that Winter was drugging Angelina and fucking having her way with her. So lesbian pollen. Mickey James. No, not Mickey James.
Mickey James and every diva she ever faced.
Mickey James and Melina, where she would just randomly fucking make out with Melina because reasons.
And then there's the Mickey James.
No,
and
I know
Trish Stratus.
I know why she did that. Because everybody in the back liked making John Morrison cry.
It's true. It's very much true. And now Magnus is making John Morrison cry.
But yeah, that in a nutshell is a lesbian pollen attack. It's two females who are completely straight and are very, very much into dick suddenly having an attraction to each other for the purposes of furthering a stupid angle.
So let's talk. Getting back to what I'm trying to say, Paige and AJ, their relationship started when Paige beat the shit out of AJ on Raw and won the Divas title.
She didn't really beat the shit out of.
Well, yeah, she just let's just say she beat her.
Okay,
she beat her.
Beated her.
Yeah.
AJ comes back. AJ then goes on a wedding and honeymoon, comes back and beats Paige for the Divas title.
Uh-huh.
Then shenanigans happened. I don't remember what happened, but apparently Nikki somehow managed to get the Divas title.
I'm pretty sure Nikki won the I'm pretty sure Nikki won the Divas Championship when Brie Bella kissed Paige. I can't remember exactly. I remember but again, lesbian pollen.
So AJ leaves for a while because CM Punk issues. Paige is fighting the Bellas, and the Bellas are bullying Paige by spray tanning her belly.
Well, no, you're skipping the part where Nikki Bella wished that Brie would die in the womb. Which, if you were watching SmackDown this past week, which no one watches SmackDown because it's non-canon. This week.
Wow, that is.
What?
I think you could have summed that up any better.
What the fuck? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Brie finally addressed the fact but it wasn't like it was just like one line where she's like, yes, Nikki has done terrible things to me, but I forgive her because we are sisters. If they had done that 6 fucking months ago, then we would not have spent all this time screaming, why the fuck are Nikki and Brie a tag team again?
So anyways, like I said, the Bella Twins have been bullying Paige, and then all of a sudden AJ comes back to team with Paige because they're besties.
No, they're not besties. They're frenemies.
Oh, right. They're frenemies.
I fucking hate that word.
I'm actually getting in my car right now to drive to Maryland to kill you for making me think of that word, by the way.
That is the first time I've ever heard that word. I am so happy I live in Canada.
Wait. You've never watched Mean Girls?
What the hell?
Mean Girls.
What the hell is Mean Girls?
It's one of the
few.
What
the fuck is wrong with you?
He's Canadian.
I have taste.
And he's Canadian.
That movie is awesome.
Anyways, as I was saying, this match makes no sense.
It doesn't.
You have 2 sets of enemies. They hate everybody in this match. Hates one another.
You know what
Why
it is?
Why is it a tag team match?
The Divas division has devolved into the Knockouts division.
Oh my god! Can we bring in Awesome Kong then?
By the way,
no. You remember what happened last time they tried that?
Yeah, but she got pregnant, so keep her away from the dick.
Also, the Knockouts division in TNA has improved again. Go figure.
Well, and
what do you know?
Helps.
It's because they rehired Awesome Kong.
I'm sensing a trend here.
No. I like Awesome Kong, but let's not lie. It's because Russo's gone again.
That too. Yeah.
But like, this is just, and let's not forget that the real reason that AJ came back. We're saying, why did AJ come back? AJ came back as fucking Damage Control because Stephanie tweeted something about how Patricia Arquette is a strong woman advocating for equal pay, and AJ responded to her by saying, you treat your women like crap. They regularly sell high number of merchandise. They're regularly the highest rated segment of the show, and you don't fucking promote them. You don't give them any fucking screen time. And Stephanie's response to that was,
"Shut up, you bitch."
Well, a little bit more polite.
Stephanie response was, "I respect AJ Lee's opinion."
Although,
yeah.
Here's something else that happened today. Sorry to interrupt. One of the stupidest things. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, which we're not watching or covering, but there is a little interesting thing. If you're unaware, there's something called the Warrior Award now.
Oh, yes.
They induct a dying kid into the Hall of Fame, effectively.
Well, in this case, it is actually
Connor the Crush. It is Connor the Crusher, which made me cry. So
yeah,
this is probably
Let me finish.
Oh God!
Recently, Stephanie retweeted, or not even retweeted, wrote out a tweet saying about how philanthropy is going to be as how good companies do their marketing in the future.
Take away her fucking just take away her goddamn tweeting privileges.
The other reason that this match is happening is because on that episode of Raw they had Paige and Emma versus the Bellas and it ended in 3 seconds, and they turned and all the fans turned the hashtag give truth a chance to give divas a chance. Why I would still I don't want this match. First of all, this match means nothing. If this match was a fatal 4-way for the actual Divas Championship, then it would mean something. But it's not. It's a tag team match because they don't want it to mean anything.
And you know the Bellas are going to win because they may have hired AJ back, but they're not exactly happy she's back.
No, because her husband. You know what, Punk? You need to shut the fuck up. You really do. And you are not helping your wife at all, because recently he was asked in an interview, "Oh, do you still watch WWE stuff?" It's like, well, if my wife says something interesting is going to happen, yeah, but she hasn't in a while. Oh, good Lord, you could have stopped right there, all right?
It's going to be interesting to see Punk get killed in 25 seconds in the Octagon.
Who have they scheduled an opponent with him?
He says no. He says that they haven't picked a fight, but it's supposed to happen basically between like September and December.
Apparently, they have picked a fighter, but they haven't really released it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is there a UFC contract guy that's equivalent of a jobber in that weight division?
I was gonna say that they're just gonna pick some jabroni.
Because
they've said it'd be someone well known.
Because
that's stupid.
Isn't fucking Punk's weight division that he's going into one of the more competitive ones in UFC? Because it's not like it's heavyweight where there's maybe like 2 people in the heavyweight division.
Oh man, back to this match.
Yeah,
because this match, I would rather they. I don't want to deny these women a payday, but I would rather they took this tag team match out and just played the fatal 4-way from NXT Takeover between Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. I would rather them do that than and I think it'll be a good match. I think that the girls will have a lot of time because, well, obviously there's only 7 matches on the card. So if this is a 5-minute match, we have even more reason to be outraged.
It's going to end in a roll-up, too.
I think the match... Yeah, exactly. And I think it'll be a good match. I think that because it's WrestleMania, the good guys will win. It'll be Paige and AJ will win the match.
I think the Bellas are winning.
But, yeah.
I'm pretty
we should keep track of this.
Wait a second. Who's fucking the company Superman?
No, it doesn't.
Case is rested.
I don't think that matters in this case.
Oh yeah, it probably does because.
Oh, it fucking does.
Despite what you said, Stephanie was pissed about that tweet.
All right, it fucking does, and you know it.
Apparently, it was Vince that got to her and calmed her down. It was like, no, just like just tweet this back, and I'll tweet something on mine, and we'll bring AJ back.
I want you to sit down and think about this. Vince was the one yelling at somebody not to be a crazy fucking idiot.
Vince was the voice of reason.
Can we stop in Bizarro World again?
I think it says a lot when even Vince is like, "Fuck, she's right."
No. Can we stop talking about this match because I really want to talk about the next match.
All right.
What did you pick?
Next match, John Cena versus Rusev for the United States title. This angle drives me fucking insane!
I love that WWE still pulls these angles when it keeps claiming to be an international company.
Yeah, let's talk about how this went down. We have a match at Fastlane between Cena and Rusev where Rusev had to cheat to beat him because he's super... Against
Cena, he beat him pretty fucking clean.
Yeah.
He kicked him in the nuts.
He's still tapped.
No, he didn't.
He passed out.
Yeah, he passed out.
That is cleaner than fucking Bray Wyatt got. John Cena beating the shit out of 3 guys, and then the only thing that stops him is the fucking creepy kid. It's better than that.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And then, what did they do with that? We have John Cena basically attempt murder.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what happened.
Before that.
Don't worry, he's the good guy because he's American.
But wait,
Fuck yeah.
before that happened, like the first week was like Rusev basically, John Cena comes out, he challenges Rusev to a rematch, and Rusev is the one heel on the fucking planet Earth that is like, fuck you, I beat you, no. So the next week, Cena comes out and he's like, okay, I can't fight for, he comes out and he cuts John Cena promo 341, which is the, I'm not going to bitch about not having a match, but allow me to bitch for a little while about not having a match. And he says, instead of fighting for the United States Championship, I'm going to enter the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which brings out Stephanie, who is like, who's doing the heel thing, which she's like, you're a disgrace to Andre the Giant. I knew Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant was my friend, and you disgrace his name by just declaring for this match. And John Cena, stone cold faced, just goes, I wonder what Andre the Giant would think if he saw what a bitch you had become. Your hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
You're a hero.
He's a good guy. He's only a good guy because they tell us he's a good guy.
Then the next week.
No. Let me talk.
Done.
Oh,
I'm gonna talk about this. No, go ahead, No Leaf.
Well, yeah, because I do want to rage a bit about, John Cena had an interview recently, and he was asked, as he is always asked, about, how do you feel that half the crowd doesn't cheer, half the crowd doesn't cheer you? And the gist of what he said was that the WWE is meant to appeal to children, and so he understands that there are older fans that don't like him, but he is here to be a role model for the kids, and the WWE appeals to kids, and that's his job.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit, because the way this match happened was...
How many kids had their mouths washed out with soap after their mom fucking made them eat their broccoli, and they were like, you bitch! How dare you!
Yeah, it happened to me. But John Cena, the role model who is supposed to appeal to children, basically taught us the lesson that if you don't get what you want, physically assault someone until they agree to your terms.
So in other words, he is the perfect role model for America.
Yeah. To be fair, what he did was after Rusev had a match with Curtis Axel.
Let's also not forget that John Axel, who for the first time in his career is getting an actual pop.
No, he's not.
Like, the crowd was going
it's a
nuts.
Pity pop.
Yes, he is.
Pop.
That week on Raw, it's not a pity pop. Whatever. I like Curtis Axel now. Fuck you.
All right.
Anyways, Backlash. I know you want to rage.
I do want to rage. He assaults him after his match, knocks him into unconsciousness, puts him in the STF until he passes out, gets a bottle of water, wakes him up, and puts him in the STF again until he passes out a second time, and then basically forces his hand to sign the contract. What in the holy name of fuckness are you trying to say?
He forced Lana.
Lana agreed to this match, okay?
Yeah,
not Rusev.
Lana,
Fuck.
And
that's another thing. This was a reason to get Lana off TV for a couple weeks for some reason.
Because she's
filming a movie.
Yeah, but again, we just...
I don't know things.
Nobody knows things.
I just know I like it when Lana is on TV. So.
Yeah,
I've been having a really shitty couple weeks, and I have not seen Lana's legs in 2 weeks, and it's making me feel worse.
So,
by the way,
your girlfriend doesn't like you watching wrestling, No Leaf?
Well, she's not home, so whatever.
By the way, I just found out that Rusev and Lana share more than just valet duties.
They also share carnal relations.
Yes, they do share a bed.
But yeah,
good job, Rusev.
That should be like when Cena's doing his stupid bullshit. All Rusev should say, "I sleep with Lana," and he should have no comeback to that.
Well, I sleep with one of the Bella twins. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, Rusev just laughs at him for 10 minutes straight, unbroken.
Anyways,
It's the one with bigger boobs. Again, I'm just telling you, this match is the perfect metaphor for American relations with the rest of the world. If you won't give us what we want,
if you are, we'll beat the fuck out of you.
That too. Yeah. So
if you're a Russian fan of the WWE, you have never seen a positive portrayal of your people that doesn't involve them basically saying, "My country sucks. I love America now."
It should be noted that they get edited versions of WWE where Rusev is the good guy. It's sort of like how in India they had the edited version where Great Khali was the hyper face.
If you're like a smart fan in Russia, then you fucking know that he's the heel in the US. You know he is.
Well, yes. I'm sure if you're just smart in Russia, you could probably put 2 and 2 together.
If you're smart in Russia, you're probably dead.
Because in India...
Oh! Let's not get into that. That's
institutionalized racism!
That's
dude, I have friends in Russia. They'll kick my ass for this.
Come on, our YouTube comments are already going to be fun. Let's quit while we're not so behind.
Anyways, so yeah, this match.
Is there any doubt in any doubt in anyone's mind that John Cena is going to win this match?
No, and this is what. And guess what? Spoony called this. He called that Rusev was going to be fed to John Cena.
Everybody called that when Rusev first debuted.
Sure.
Everybody said he's meat for Cena.
So I don't understand why.
That's not...
Cena does not need this.
Because that's all Vince knows. Again, I've been going back to the 1980s. How many heels did Vince McMahon build up to be fucking megastars that only were there to job to Hogan? He did that to fucking King Kong Bundy. He did that to an extent with Andre the Giant. He did that with Earthquake. He did that with Typhoon. He did that with Sid. He did that with Randy Macho Man Savage. That is all Vince McMahon does. It's the same thing with Undertaker. The only reason Bray Wyatt exists as a thing is so he could wrestle. Yeah, Bray Wyatt is fucking Mordecai. That's the only reason he exists, is to fucking lose to the Undertaker. That's the only reason he exists.
Oh, that is harsh, No Leaf. That is harsh.
I am sorry. I like Bray Wyatt, but he is fucking Mordecai. He only exists to lose to the Undertaker.
I think that's good, honestly, because I can't stand Bray Wyatt at all.
Yeah, we'll get to Bray Wyatt in a little bit. We'll get to Bray Wyatt.
I'm just saying, that's all Vince McMahon knows how to do. The only exception to that rule was in the Attitude Era, where you had like 8 guys in the main event, and they were all kind of on equal footing. But then, as soon as John Cena and Batista become champions, what happens? One after the other, you line them up. Vince builds up these fucking monster heels to be fucking killers. And then Cena just beats him, or Batista just beats him, or Undertaker just beats him. It's the same fucking cycle over and over and over again. And Vince McMahon has ruined more promising careers of more fucking, more talented fucking people than anybody. Because he does that bullshit. Because he can't figure out a way to make a heel look good in defeat, and he can't stand to make someone like John Cena look weak.
Yeah, that's basically what this is building up to. As for this angle, I only have one thing to say. Vince, idite batsibia via resa svidya.
That would
Fuckers
mean
didn't know I
something
spoke Russian, did you?
That
No,
would
I
mean
did not.
something if I
No, I
spoke
didn't.
Russian.
Which is really sad considering I'm like 90% Russian.
So
Like
you
almost
basi-
all
so
my
wait, so
family
wait,
comes
wait.
from Russia.
Wait. Revolver.
What did you say? What did you
Revolver Man. Hold on a second. Does that mean you sweat vodka and maple syrup?
Oh, Jesus.
Which is hilarious because I hate both.
Oh. What did
Anyway,
what did you
Backlash,
just say?
what did that mean?
Google it.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell it.
Yeah, Google this thing you don't know. Thanks, Backlash. You're a pal.
I'll put subtitles up. You can watch the episode.
All right. I usually do. So, what's next?
What's next? A perfect segue. Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Here's another match that doesn't make sense.
Mordecai. Bray Wyatt is Mordecai.
Why is Undertaker still a thing? I mean, the streak is over.
Yeah, the streak is over. There's really no reason for him to come back in nearly the last 4 WrestleManias have ended in some way with him having to go to the hospital or being unable to walk. Just let him. The only match he was okay after was after CM Punk because CM Punk fucking took care of him, and so Taker could fucking wrestle a couple more matches after WrestleMania because he was actually in half decent shape because Punk didn't fucking kill him. Punk just used like basic ring psychology. It wasn't. Go figure. You could have a match with the Undertaker that doesn't involve fucking putting him through barricades and tables and hitting him with chairs and shit. You could just have a simple story, a simple match with a good story.
That was not a good story they were telling, though.
This is a match. This match, Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, should have happened last year. Agree or disagree?
No,
Yep.
It should have never happened.
No. Here's the thing about last year.
Shit.
Here's the thing about last year. They usually let Undertaker choose who he wants to face. And who he wanted to face was Daniel Bryan. But Brock Lesnar was about to leave the company. The only way they got him to stay was they said, "We'll give you the streak. Please stay."
I never heard that
then
before.
he stayed.
I've never heard them.
I heard Undertaker was totally down with giving Lesnar the streak because he was believable.
Well, no, I think on when Vince McMahon did that podcast with Stone Cold, Vince McMahon basically straight up admitted that wasn't Undertaker's decision to lose to Brock. Stone Cold was basically like, "Come on, you can't tell me that Mark actually wanted to do that," and Vince was like, "Well, no, But it was my decision to do it. It wasn't
20 plus years. That's what 20 plus years of loyalty. And you know what? Fuck it. This is what 20 plus years of loyalty, hustle, and respect gets you with Vince McMahon.
No, I counter that because that wasn't Vince being a douche. That was Vince literally trying his best. It's like when he writes those promos for Roman Reigns. That's not Vince trying to bury the guy. That's Vince trying to get him over. And sit down and think about that.
I don't know
if convoluted thing I've ever heard. There is no way he must have gone. Okay, look, you dropped the Brock.
No. You know what he did? He went, "Hey, Undertaker, I got an idea."
No, I don't know if they had to give Brock the streak to get him to stay, or if Vince actually thought that was going to get him over. Either way, it's stupid, and I have big issues with Brock Lesnar. I've made no secret about that. We'll talk about it later when we get to him, but this match, can I just say something that amuses me that nobody has brought up? When we first started the show, if you told me that in a few years' time that Husky fucking Harris would be facing the Undertaker at WrestleMania, I'd have laughed in your face.
I wouldn't laugh over the air either. I would actually,
that fat guy from New Nexus who doesn't know what a wrestling singlet will be facing the Undertaker. Yeah, that'll happen.
I will fly to your house and I will laugh in your face.
The The problem is that Bray Wyatt would have been fine to face Undertaker last year if they hadn't just. It's like we just said in the last match. Vince McMahon knows how to do one thing, and it's build monsters to job to his top guys.
Yeah.
And last year it was John Cena. John Cena made Bray Wyatt should have fucking won clean as a sheet at WrestleMania. And after you do that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can have Cena win after that. But Bray Wyatt should have won, because if Bray Wyatt beats Cena at WrestleMania, imagine he comes to this WrestleMania with a fuck ton more of credibility. And however you feel about Bray Wyatt as a character, however you would feel about Bray Wyatt as a fucking character, that would have been 10 times better than having him lose to Cena at WrestleMania, then basically lose to Cena at Extreme Rules, but only win because of a creepy kid, and then job to a production crate at the next month's pay-per-view.
Again, I'm just telling you that they should have just given it to Bray last year, or even this year, because Bray Wyatt is going to be the new face of darkness. He is.
Keep telling yourself that.
Hold on 1 second. I'm coming to Canada to kill Revolver Man.
To see you try.
It's okay. I'll just start killing. I'll just start in Vancouver, and
start in a very wrong place. I'll just tell.
And I'll make my way. And I'll make my way. I'll make my way east until I hit Newfoundland.
Again, you went the wrong way, so I'm not worried.
Until there's only a pile
you started. I think you started west and you went wester.
I don't know. You got weird. When I hear people screaming in French, I know I'm in Montreal.
They don't speak French in Montreal.
That's Quebec.
Let's stop talking about this. We're getting even more racist.
What's racist?
Iron Bite.
Oh.
But again, if you want to make your new, if you want to remake the face of the force of darkness that was the Undertaker, Bray Wyatt is your guy. But by not giving him the streak, you're not giving him that credibility.
Yeah,
you're not
giving. That's exactly it. Because the whole angle seems to be based on Bray Wyatt wants to steal Undertaker's power effectively.
Yeah.
But the power's gone. The
power was gone. The power's got 21-1.
Yeah, it's there's nothing to get. There's nothing to gain either in kayfabe or in real life by Bray Wyatt beating the Undertaker. And all you do by Undertaker beating Bray Wyatt is, well, you basically destroy Bray Wyatt's credibility even further, because he's already lost to John Cena. He basically lost to John Cena 3 times in a row. Yeah. And then he kind of meandered, and then he did the stuff with Dean Ambrose, but basically everything he did with Dean Ambrose was fucking garbage. And it always
went nowhere.
No.
Yeah, and went nowhere. And he never came out the other side of it. Aside from he won a lot of those matches, but he never came out actually looking good. You thought maybe, okay, it's the Royal Rumble, and he was a fucking, we talked at length about the Royal Rumble, but the one thing they were doing was they were trying to make Bray Wyatt look strong, and Bray Wyatt was fucking eliminating everybody, and he had the most eliminations, and then you have him get knocked out, punched by fucking Big Show and dumped over the top rope with no fucking build-up, with no fucking reaction. It's like, if you want, I'm going to talk about this in the main event, if you want Bray Wyatt to be booked really strong, then you gotta book him to be really fucking strong. You can't have this wishy-washy. You can't have this wishy-washy bullshit.
Here's been the problem with Bray Wyatt. When he debuted, he was a really interesting gimmick. The crowd really reacted to him, and the people backstage liked him. So they said, let's make this guy look strong. The problem is that everything that they planned for him, Vince said, no, let's not do that. Let's do this instead. So he's been kneecapped this entire time trying to get himself over. And
it's worked.
Yeah, and it's pretty much worked because they don't know what to do with them. That's the whole point. They didn't know what to do with him after they were done with Cena. It's like, have him. Who's not doing anything? Dean Ambrose. Have him feud with Dean Ambrose. Okay, that's it.
Actually, no. What
we're
happened?
Going into WrestleMania. What do we do with him? Have him face the Undertaker for the streak. There is no streak. Fuck it. Do it anyways.
But actually, what happened was that they had after he lost to fucking Cena, then he then he had that terrible fucking feud with Chris Jericho for like 2 months, and Chris Jericho pinned him fucking clean as a sheet after being off for like a year.
It's Chris Jericho.
6 months.
He can vanish for years on end and then come back. Nobody cares. It's Chris Jericho.
But he shouldn't be fucking beating Bray Wyatt clean.
Oh no, I agree, and Chris Jericho would agree with you too. Seriously, he'd be the first to go, I really don't need this.
The first thing Chris Jericho would say is that you need to stop bitching about Roman Reigns.
That too. And we'll get to Roman Reigns in a bit. But again,
we'll get to Roman.
We have to get to Roman. Yeah, this match is just pointless because there's no streak, there's no power.
But they also.
I also want to state this.
Like, in addition to they had him lose to Chris Jericho. I think he actually lost to Chris Jericho twice, which is insane.
I can't remember. I really can't.
And then they took him and the Wyatts off TV, and then they were like, and then Bray Wyatt, worst cult leader ever, decides to let his 2 followers, the only 2 followers he just lets them go.
And Eric Rowan turns face because Sheamus is out, and Luke Harper gets very, very creepy with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, it just way to book him the strong.
I do find it funny that how they turned Eric Rowan was that he started to clean his fucking overalls.
In
fact,
let's talk. Let's.
Before we move on,
don't you know that Eric Rowan is actually an award-winning vintner?
Yeah. Before we go on, I also want to say a joke about that too. I want you to think about going back to Lesnar and Undertaker. Do you know why Lesnar? They wanted to give him the streak to put him over. Because remember when Triple H jobbed him out 2 times in a row, once at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, our sexy badass rebel heel, fucking whatever the fuck he wants to call himself these days, ruins another thing. But go on.
Let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, yeah. The Intercontinental title on a pole. I know it's a ladder match. I'm calling it the Intercontinental title on a pole because that's what this match is. It's the Intercontinental title on a fucking pole.
Let's talk about the build-up to this.
Oh my God!
Fastlane,
once again, this goes back to Fastlane. We have Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett, where apparently if the champ wants to leave, he's allowed to.
Yeah,
and if you don't let him, you get DQ'd.
Dean Ambrose DQ'd for whipping too much ass.
So Dean Ambrose decides to steal the title.
And then Dean Ambrose goes in the back and proceeds to cut the best fucking promo that you will never see.
Unless you have the WWE app.
The WWE app.
But the thing is that this whole time they've been like, because we talked about it on we talked about it that time on Fastlane, that before the show they had Dean Ambrose, in the sit down interview with Renee Young, talk about how important the Intercontinental Championship was and how it was the workhorse title and how he really wanted to bring prestige to the belt. And then Dean Ambrose loses because he kicks too much ass, and he goes in the back and he cuts a promo where he actually says they want to call me a lunatic because they want to sell t-shirts. And I'm like, mind fucking blown. But then the next night on Raw, he comes out with the
the title.
Yeah, Wade Barrett loses to Dolph Ziggler clean because, of course, he does. And Dean Ambrose comes out, and he holds the title up, and he brushes past Dolph Ziggler, and he goes in the back, and he cuts another awesome promo where he totally explains everything about why he stole the title. On commentary, because commentary is a fucking piece of shit. On commentary, they're going, well, I don't know why Dean Ambrose does anything he does. He's a lunatic. He's a lunatic fringe. He's unstable. And Dean goes in the back and he says, I wanted the Intercontinental Championship, so I fucking took it. He says Wade Barrett could be a great Intercontinental Champion, but he's a fucking coward. He completely explains everything about his character. And the next fucking week, we start building this intercontinental clusterfuck. This intercontinental 24/7 rule bullshit.
I'm going to say
I want to stop everybody for a second, because
right.
It's not the first time that happened. Remember when the announcers, the commentators, couldn't understand why Ryback hated John Cena when Ryback cut like 6 fucking Apocalypse Now style promos on why he hates Cena?
Because they don't pay attention.
No, because they're told not to. Because here's another thing I'd like to point out. This goes back to last year's WrestleMania when Taker got hurt and everything. And so Vince went to see how he was doing, went to the hospital with him. Suddenly, Michael Cole started to make a lot more sense and actually started calling things properly.
I wonder why.
But go on.
All right, so here's how this clusterfuck has been. So first off, Dean Ambrose was rolling around with the title, and then Dolph Ziggler stole it.
No, Dolph Ziggler. No, Truth stole it first.
Oh yeah, R-Truth stole it. And while R-Truth is rolling around with the title in the back.
Wait. By the way, where the fuck did R-Truth come from? The last time R-Truth did anything, he fucking beat Bo Dallas. That was the last time R-Truth won on TV.
The last time I saw R-Truth was in that weird GIF where he's dancing next to the WWE Network logo.
Right.
I don't remember him doing anything since the Royal Rumble.
I don't remember him doing anything.
Was barely in, and the only thing he was in that was a replacement Devon Dudley.
So R-Truth has the title.
Wow, institutionalized racism.
So R-Truth has the title. He runs into Dolph Ziggler, and he gives Dolph Ziggler the title.
Actually, no. Truth runs into Dean, and he gives Dean the title back. And
right.
And then fucking Luke Harper steals the title, and then fucking R-Truth steals the title back, and then R-Truth tries to give the title to Renee, and Renee is like, no, you fucking weird, creepy black guy. Get away from me.
I remember little Jimmy.
And then Luke Harper steals the title again, and then Dolph Ziggler steals the title, and then fucking somewhere in here, fucking Truth hands the title to fucking Daniel Bryan, which, oh god, we're gonna have to talk about Daniel Bryan now.
Yeah, we are. All right, let's talk about the fall of Daniel Bryan.
No.
I will say
this.
I want to say this. I want to say something first. If you listen to Daniel Bryan's Talk Is Jericho podcast, it will make you feel so bad for being a fucking it will make you feel so bad that such a good guy, he's such a fucking good guy. He goes on the fucking podcast and he just like, I main evented WrestleMania last year, and that was great because I felt like that was this direction that the story had to go. That year the fans weren't accepting Batista, they weren't accepting Randy Orton, and so I agreed. This year, I don't agree with being in the main event. He said that straight up. He said this year, I really like Roman. He said he is so good in the ring. And he said he really likes
that's all a fucking line, right?
Roman. And this year he did not. No. If it was anybody else in the business, if it was anybody else, I would be like, oh yeah, whatever. But because it's Daniel, and because I honestly don't believe that he would put over Roman and say he's okay with Roman being in the main event and that he wants his role to be putting over, younger guys. He said he wants to work a program with Heath Slater. He said, I'm not friends with Heath Slater or anything, but I just want to be put in a position where I can
I think we just lost No Leaf.
Maybe get people to the level that I'm on.
Cutting in and out.
Hear him say that, even if he no. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, my whole rank just went out the window. But I'm basically I'm just saying that it seems like he wants his role to be that he wants to put guys over, and I don't want that to be his role. I think he deserves better than that role. But if the guy wants that role, then it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, well, Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the fucking main event. Even if I think that's the case. If he's okay with it, then it's very hard for me to say otherwise.
Okay. First off, No Leaf, get closer to your internet. Second off, the reason why I've been pissed since the Royal Rumble is this was supposed to be the year of Daniel Bryan. He has a career-threatening injury. This could have killed him if it wasn't treated right. He comes back. He picks up exactly where he left off.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to comment on something. This is a line that was often implied for Brian Pillman. Can't believe I forgot his name for a second. Daniel Bryan had more neck and throat surgeries than some people have had haircuts.
Okay. So Daniel Bryan, he comes back, he picks up exactly where he left off, and he's like, well, I'm going to go get my title back. And if you're not going to give it, grant me my actual rematch, because I never lost the title, well, then I'll just go into the Royal Rumble and I'll pick up where I left off. Okay? See you at WrestleMania. He goes into the Royal Rumble. The crowd is huge behind him. This is it. This is going to be the year they get it right. Because this is the year that Daniel Bryan comes back and says, hey, look, I could have died. I literally could have, my career could have been ended, finished. But I'm back. I'm 100%. I'm ready. I'm going to kick ass. And then I'm eliminated. And then Shattered Dreams.
Productions.
It was like...
I still can't believe nobody in the back realized how fucked that juxtaposition was.
They had to have. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Because the story is Daniel Bryan, the conquering hero at WrestleMania 30, goes out. He's laid at the lowest point of his life. He then comes back, building up. He's climbing that mountain. He's going to conquer it. That was the story I was being told. Before the Royal Rumble, he's kicking the Authority's ass up and down the arena because he can, because he's Daniel Bryan. At the Royal Rumble, he's going to enter whatever number, and he's going to go all the way. He's going to point at that WrestleMania sign. He's going to toss the last guy out, and I'm going to see him taking down the Beast at WrestleMania 31. Now he's in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship.
On a pole.
On a pole. Say what you will about how humble this guy is. He knows at WrestleMania 30, that was the pinnacle of the career as far as he's concerned. Had he come to WrestleMania 31 in the slot that Roman Reigns is in, it would have been even better. All right?
Yeah.
It would have been.
Okay, this is something I now need to talk about because it's not really anything new, but it's something that bears repeating. Take a look at all the people who we're saying should be pushed, and take a look at all the people who are being pushed. What's the main difference between them?
Size?
No, it's not size.
Then I have no idea.
The people that are being pushed are people that Vince created, for lack of a better word. The people we want to be pushed are people who are established in other stuff, in other development things.
I think it's
whether it's the Indies, whether it's WCW, whether it's TNA.
I actually think it's more than that because there's guys like Dolph and Wade Barrett that are completely WWE guys. The problem is that Dolph Ziggler is a guy that they loved when they were trying to push him and he wasn't getting over, but they don't like when he got over by himself with no support from the front office whatsoever. Like that's the thing that we're battling. It's not just that the guys that Vince didn't create. It's the guys that we as fans embrace versus the guys they want you to embrace. That's the problem.
Here's a note that needs to be said. If you've noticed, Bad News Barrett doesn't say "I've got some bad news" anymore because Vince told him to stop that because it was getting too popular.
That sounds a lot like having Cesaro creating a T-shirt that says "King of Swing" and then having Cesaro not do the swing anymore because it got over. You should never be in a position where you are telling your talent, "Hey, don't do that thing that got you really over," because
I told you to do.
Yeah, don't do that thing that got you over because that means you might get even more over. Nobody wants you to get more over.
Again, like I said, it's the story we were being told was this was the return of Daniel Bryan to the top of the mountain. All right, he picks up exactly where he lets off. He's feuding with the Authority. What happened to that? What happened to competent storytelling? Oh, right, Vince doesn't believe in that and hasn't believed in that in over 15 years.
If you took this match and you took out most of the people, there are you could get 3 good matches out of this. You could take Stardust out. You have Stardust versus Goldust. Good match. You could take Wade Barrett and Dean Ambrose. They could have a singles match for the title. Dean Ambrose could win. Better match. You could have Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, which they've given away twice for free. Well, actually only once because SmackDown isn't canon. But still, they've given that away. They've given that match away for free twice. And then you could have Truth and Luke Harper be in the fucking Andre the Giant Battle Royal. There's nothing wrong with those two guys being in the Battle Royal because they didn't have an established storyline and they're not established characters.
Yeah, but no,
there's no reason why.
The problem is then those guys might start getting over with the crowd, and Vince doesn't want that.
You mean those guys might start to get louder cheers?
Yeah, they might start to get popular. And I take you back to WrestleMania 12. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in one of the worst Iron Man matches ever. Half of the crowd has walked out of your main event of WrestleMania, and Vince does not care. I would rather have half a stadium cheering for the guy I want than the entire stadium cheering for whoever the hell they want.
No, Vince cared because guess what we had the next WrestleMania? We had Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin in arguably the finest match WWF ever put on in its history.
But guess what the main event for that match, for that WrestleMania was? It sure as hell wasn't Bret Austin. It was Sid Undertaker.
Fair point.
I loved how quickly No Leaf spout that out.
Yeah, he was waiting for that.
So, let's go to the past. As I said, 15 years ago.
Oh, are we about to talk? Are we about to talk about this?
Yeah, we are. 15 years ago. Let me take you back 15 years ago. Well, yeah, 15 years ago, there was a little company that was run out of Atlanta, financed by Ted Turner, called WCW. And in its heyday, it kicked the WWE's ass. Because it was filled with all the stars that you loved. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and this guy named Sting, whose gimmick was he was a surfer. Which was fine. Okay. Then, around the mid-90s, he got Liefeld-ized. Fun. He got Liefeld-ized.
Off!
Sorry, that wasn't Iron Bite. That was me.
Sorry. I apologize.
My phone's on the ground. He got lyophilized and began running around like he was the Crow.
How's that being lyophilized? Wouldn't he have to get Jack, the son of a bitch, to be lyophilized?
Possibly. I don't know. He got edgy. And
no, he got Frank Millerized.
There, that's how
thank you. Yeah, I did. It was either Frank Miller or Liefeld. I can't remember. Anyways, he got edgy. But around the time, WCW died in 2002. It was dying already in 1999. But in 2002, it died. And Vince McMahon started combing through the bigger name stars in order to prep an invasion storyline, which is fine and dandy. You know, he can do whatever he wants. The only guy he couldn't get was Sting and Pokemon. He couldn't get Sting because Sting looked at Vince McMahon and knew exactly what was going to happen to him.
But he couldn't tell that about TNA?
Oh, it's no, we're not going to talk about TNA.
No. I am going to talk about TNA for a second. TNA does some horrible things to its talent. One of them being psychological abuse, saying they'll never get over in WWE. Unfortunately, they're kind of right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I am worried, beyond worry, for Samoa Joe when he comes to WWE. Granted,
wait, what?
That's going to happen.
Coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming.
Now, granted, he's going to have an amazing run in NXT.
Oh my God, him and Kevin Owen, him and Sami Zayn, him and fucking Tyler Breeze. Oh my fucking God.
And then he's going to become Umanga's little brother.
Yep.
Right.
And for the longest time, Sting has turned down WWE's offer to sign him because he was afraid he was being brought in just to exploit WCW. He turned down a Legends contract. He turned down the Hall of Fame. He turned down a match with The Undertaker because he did not want to be exploited for WCW. And now he has come to WWE, and what's happening?
You used to be in WCW. I cannot do a Triple H. It just sounds like Brady Savage. Basically, Triple H has been saying for weeks that this is all about WCW versus WWE, and I helped kill WCW, even though he would probably be the 10th most important person.
The tank!
In the
tank at WCW that was a Jeep with a fucking pipe welded onto it. I've never got why they keep calling that thing a tank. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves.
I don't know, but again,
I also wish to note that I personally believe that they must be scripting Sting heavily, because I think that if Sting was allowed to go full tone, he would never call Triple H, but he'd call him Terry Riza.
Terrorizing?
Yes. That's all I would fucking call Triple H if all he would do was
So this match is happening as the final nail in the WCW coffin. All right?
It's not... It's just... Sting came out on Raw and he said, look, this is not about WCW. This is about me getting my WrestleMania moment. And then 5 seconds later, Stephanie comes out and says, this is all about WCW. They want it to be about WCW. They want it to be another story about how the WWE triumphed over WCW and the evil Ted Turner. And even if Sting wins, they still want to drive home the point that Vince McMahon killed WCW dead. That's what this story is. And it shouldn't be, because one, Triple H didn't fucking kill WCW, like I said.
He was absent for the entire invasion.
Yeah, that
out
thing
with a quad injury.
That thing with the tank they keep bringing up, that happened at a time when WWE was desperate. WCW was kicking their asses at that time. That was their attempt to try and get back at them.
And it
was pathetic.
It didn't even affect ratings in any way. You know who did affect ratings? Mick Foley. You know who did? Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker. When you really think about it, D-Generation X and the Attitude Era was just a cool thing that happened. but it wasn't the most important thing. It wasn't a thing that drove eyeballs to WWF programming. It was just a thing that happened to be going on at the same time.
You know what it was? It was the equivalent of when TNA crashed the Royal Rumble backstage and started going around with a camera, and then they built an angle around it saying, like, WWE doesn't want us to show this footage.
They had a fake Triple H and a fake Vince running around.
Yeah,
it was TNA crashed the shooting of a WrestleMania commercial with cookies and cake and balloons.
The point still stands.
Yeah, the point still stands. Again, this whole thing with Sting versus Triple H, I'm not buying it.
Stinger.
I'm not buying it because, first off, Sting has been absent since he quote unquote debuted at Survivor Series. And they've done nothing with him because it's like they were trying to keep they were trying to keep Sting bare minimum in order to keep burying him, because if he was around, he'd be able to go, you guys really did nothing to kill us. It was more of corporate mishandling. Just saying.
Well, one that I don't really consider. Well, that's very much true. WCW killed itself. That's too clinical and meta for me.
I know.
As a counterpoint, because that'd be like saying, "Yeah." Never mind. Go on.
But Sting could have just pointed out, look, Triple H is as big as you think you are in the 90s. I was bigger.
Yeah, here's the thing. People remember Sting. People will not remember Triple H.
Well, they will.
They will, because he'll
but not in the 90s.
The company.
But they won't remember him in the 90s. They remember him in the McMahon Helmsley era, which was not in the 90s. That was in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I right?
You're completely right.
Yes. That was in 2000. The 90s. What do you know what I remember about Triple H in the 90s? Him being the Connecticut Blue Blood. I don't even remember a damn thing he did in D-Generation X. Except for running the tank into...
He was the one who came up with the double cross. The Montreal Screwjob was ultimately his idea.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But that's behind the scenes. I'm talking about... Anyways.
You know what I remember Triple H... for Triple H in the 90s, you know what the biggest memory of Triple H in the 90s is?
What?
Getting squashed to fucking hell and back by Warrior on his WrestleMania debut. When he took the pedigree and nothing helped.
Actually, you know what I remember? Triple H being in a pigsty match with...
with the Godwins.
Yeah, with one of the Godwins.
Oh my god. I actually do remember that for some bizarre reason.
We have bad memory. But again...
It's just Triple H trying to... It's them trying to rewrite history about why WCW died and why Sting wasn't in WCW. If they were smart, they would say, hey, Sting went to another company, but he wanted his fucking WrestleMania moment.
Speaking of that, there's actually a bit of controversy, because you know how Ric Flair will go off script?
Yes.
What happened was, during one of their many WrestleMania things, Michael Cole said, but how on earth is Sting going to do this? He's been out of action for like 10 years. And freaking Flair was like, no, he hasn't. He's been wrestling for constantly. Hell, you were there with him, Booker.
Oh my god.
Because Flair does what Flair wants to do.
Rick, I know you don't listen to this, but on the off chance you ever do, God's bless and keep you, you crazy old bastard.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right.
Sadly, this match
enough.
is going to suck, though.
It is because Sting has 3 minutes worth of wrestling left in him. Oh, by the way, he's saying this is going to be his final match.
Oh, really?
Well, it should be. He's pushing 60. You know,
He's
not
wearing a shirt to wrestle.
He's not gonna be fucking Hulk Hogan. He's not gonna be fucking Ric Flair. You know, still fucking blading to fucking shit.
to pay for alimony.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
Oh god.
This is
All
what
right,
we've been.
enough.
This is what we've been. Okay, screw it. Now we come to the main event: Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. Oh my god! If I sound unimpressed, I am.
There has been Roman Reigns, bless his heart. This is a year too soon. They have forced the golden goose. They really have.
Bathroom break.
No, get back here. Stop swilling vodka and maple syrup. This match. No, this build up to this match. This is like Vince is like a year behind, because if you guys remember, the Royal Rumble prior to WrestleMania 30, the fans were chanting for Roman Reigns because they didn't want Batista.
I was just about to say, that was because of Batista. And again, it wasn't. Also, I should note that it wasn't because it was Batista. It was because it wasn't Daniel Bryan. But that's
right.
That's another show. Roman Reigns is physically imposing. His
kind of.
Oh yeah,
he's too much of a pretty boy to be physically imposing. Like, Brock Lesnar's ugly, but because of that, he's fucking terrifying.
Roman Reigns,
Roman Reigns
big,
like,
fucking bulky, ugly dude.
Roman Reigns looks like he should be in a fucking shampoo commercial.
Roman Reigns actually
we've already had a WrestleMania match surrounded by that.
Oh my god!
Let's never have that again. Roman Reigns looks like he could be the stunt double for Jason Momoa in the Aquaman movie. Tell me that's not a lie. Tell me that's not a fucking lie.
No, you're absolutely right.
Wow.
This is a match where I don't want either guy to win. Because, as you said, Roman Reigns, it's a year too early. Brock Lesnar, I fucking hate Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. I get a lot of people dig what he does, how it's cool that he'll just go out there and beat the shit out of someone. I can't get past the fact that he has no passion for wrestling. The fact that 11 years ago at this very show, he quite literally gave the middle finger to the entire audience.
But the year before that, he had what has to be a WrestleMania classic with Kurt Angle, and that was not all Kurt Angle.
I'm sorry, but the only reason people remember that show is because Brock Lesnar botched the Shooting Star Press in perhaps the worst way you can botch it in history.
Yeah, that's not going to be remembered any more than the very first clip on Botchamania.
But to be fair, all he had to do was bring Kurt Angle 2 feet closer.
No, that wouldn't have helped because he landed head first. If he had, he would have just landed head first on fucking Kurt Angle.
No. Iron Bite's right. But yes, once upon a time, Brock Lesnar had passion for this business. He doesn't anymore. And that's why I was glad he left in 2004. He went on to do the NFL. He went on to do UFC. And
he went on to do New Japan.
Sucked in everything.
No. He had good UFC matches. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he was good. He goes, yeah, those were matches. That was the only reason I was.
And then he got injured. He had to leave. He had to leave UFC, and he came back to WWE. Instantly, I had a problem with it because, that moment was still in my head that he did that. But I tried to put it out of my head and say, okay, well, you know what? That was years ago. Let's move past that. But then he starts wrestling, and he just. I don't know if it's because of his injuries, but he's not playing like he used to.
Well, he's sort of wrestling like how Kurt Angle would wrestle at the when he was no. He's not wrestling Kurt Angle. But let me finish. remember before Kurt Angle left for TNA, how he would basically just mat wrestle people because that's how they could save his body? That's
Or how...
Yeah, but I wouldn't
well-
even call it mat wrestling. All it is suplexing.
No, but he's
Yeah,
being booked to wrestle in a way that has the least stress on his body because his guts are ready to fall out of him at any fucking time.
I think a
Like,
lot of the...
I'm kind of surprised that Brock has allowed this because, like, let's say he wrestles some upstart. Maybe, like, who is that guy, ironically again, who put Kurt in the legitimate submission and almost, like, shattered his arm? Whatever the fuck his name is. What if they get somebody like that who decides, I'm going to shoot on Brock Lesnar and just throws the fucking stiffest mule kit right to his gut, and then Brock starts vomiting blood in the middle of the ring?
That's never
That
gonna
would be
happen.
bad. Like, I'm not saying I want him to get hurt.
Right, but I'm just saying, I'm surprised Brock is okay with still wrestling because that could happen at any time. It could be an accident, for Christ's sakes.
I think a lot of the problem with this
is the build.
Yeah, it's the build. Because first of all, Brock Lesnar should not have been given the streak. We all talked about that last year. Brock Lesnar should not have been
We
given
talked
the streak.
about that 20 minutes
Period.
ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
He should not have been
Now we're back to it.
given the streak.
Move
But-
on.
But it's also the way they have been booking him. It also ties into, this is why there's no, as much as you may not think Roman is ready, there is no way it can't be Roman. They did not give Brock Lesnar a streak. They did not give Brock Lesnar a streak, have him beat John Cena twice, have him take multiple unprotected... Remember, they don't do unprotected shots to the head of any kind anymore. But they did it they sure as fuck did it with the briefcase at the Royal Rumble. They didn't do that. They didn't have him get fucking elbow dropped through a table. They didn't do all that shit. All this build. They didn't do that to have him fucking lose to Daniel Bryan. They did that for two reasons. Because originally, what they wanted the main event to be was Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. Because this company has truly taken the WCW route and just said, fuck it. We can't build any stars, so we'll just keep milking the ones we have until they fucking die.
To be
In the ring.
The story I heard about that, sorry to interrupt you again, was that's what Vince wanted, but Triple H was able to talk him into Roman Reigns.
Exactly. And I think, and again, it's little things like the build. If Roman Reigns hadn't gotten hurt at the time that he did, because he beat Randy Orton, and then the plan was supposed to be that he was going to beat Seth Rollins, and then Triple H was going to put him over at Survivor Series. And if he does that, and maybe he wins an Intercontinental Championship, and then he goes into the Royal Rumble, and he fucking wrecks people, and he breaks his own elimination record, and he goes to Fastlane, and he goes to Fastlane and has a good match against, let's say he has a good match versus John Cena, and John Cena puts him over, and then he goes into the main event, that I think all of our fucking complaints are gone. Because
No.
Yeah,
Everyone saw Roman Reigns as being pushed too fast. Because that build, you said, No Leaf, should have taken the course of 3 to 4 years, not 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, let me back up something else that's been pissing me off. Brock fucking Lesnar. I don't understand how he structured his contract the way he did, but to have the ability to only be available for whenever I feel like, and I'm the fucking face of the company.
Because Brock Lesnar may be the greatest worker of Vince McMahon on God's green earth.
I understand that, but but Triple H, who is now in charge of talent relations, should have gone, hey, you know what, Brock? I think we need to add a couple more dates to this new contract. Because now
Brock goes to Vince, and then Vince says, "Fuck you, Triple H. I'm the boss." Because Vince is totally and completely worked.
Yeah,
by
that's another thing I wanted to bring up. You know what? this whole thing with Brock Lesnar only appearing on certain dates, it's been the biggest running joke in WWE the entire year that they took the belt off Daniel Bryan to give it to Brock Lesnar, who will not show up and not defend the title.
Well,
I mean,
dude, wait. And another one of those things where I feel bad for complaining about that all the time. Daniel Bryan said that he wanted them to take the belt off of him sooner. He was like, I thought that they should have taken me off as soon as I got the surgery. God damn you, Daniel Bryan! You're such a good guy.
All right, when CM Punk basically has predicted everything. When he said, you know what, they're going to have part-time champions, and I don't want to have any part of that. Look who was fucking right, and look who's fucking wrong. Ironbite is. Because I said, no, they can't do this. They can't. No.
And I think when Brock originally won, the thing everybody said was, "Oh, well, he'll defend the title once a month." I don't think anybody expected that it would be he would defend the title for 2 months straight, and then they would do weird shit where they would have Brock Lesnar show up on Raw and he just wouldn't fucking do anything, and that blows one of his dates. So they can't, he shows up on Raw and you can't have him show up at like Hell in a Cell to defend the title. He shows up on Raw again and all of a sudden he can't be at fucking Survivor Series because you just had to have a fucking segment where Brock Lesnar gave an F5 to Chris Jericho for no reason. It's that kind of little dumb shit that they did all through this.
It's not even it's not even that. It's the fact of the matter that he doesn't care. He's champ because he's champ. And he doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
Would you care when you've worked? I wouldn't. He's being paid $5. These people are idiots. I wouldn't care.
Sure.
He has no incentive to show up for more dates.
I know.
Yeah.
It's what I keep talking about. He has no passion for this business. And that's why I can't get behind him. And if he's wrestling the way he is because he physically can't do stuff anymore, maybe he shouldn't be wrestling. Maybe he should just retire.
And here's the thing. What's Roman Reigns' main finisher? Do not say Superman Punch.
The spear?
What is Brock Lesnar missing?
Half of his intestines.
What can't Brock Lesnar really do?
Get kicked in a message.
Yeah, he can't take a spear.
It's just it's weird how the WWE has put us in a position, has put fans in a position, because apparently every time Roman Reigns is showed at the Hall of Fame, the fans boo the fuck out of him. They just boo him to death, and
they were expecting anything else.
I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is that they took a bunch of smarky wrestling fans who are always like, oh, why don't they put new talent over? Why don't they put more young guys in the main event? Why don't they do this? They took a crowd that always says that, and now that whole crowd is going to be rooting for the 40-year-old guy to beat the 28-year-old fucking stud that should be the face of your fucking company. That is how fucking terrible the build to this WrestleMania main event is.
Really? Roman Reigns is only 28?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's another factor in this match we need to
No,
talk
he's
about.
29.
There's another factor in this match we need to talk about.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the briefcase.
No. Let's talk about Paul Heyman.
Okay, then we'll talk about the briefcase.
Yeah, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is amazing. I'll give him this, but there's a bit of a conspiracy going on here. Because Paul Heyman has been coming out to cut promos on account of Brock not being there. And they're good promos, but on several occasions on the build-up to WrestleMania, his mic has cut out. Now, they played this up like it's technical problems, but 2 weeks in a row, not once did his mic cut out, but twice. Like, his mic will cut out, and he'll be like, oh, my mic doesn't work. Somebody hand me a fresh one. They're like, okay, that's a technical issue. And then he'll start his promo back up again, and it happens again. And now you're like, huh, that's a little suspicious. But whatever. It could be a coincidence. Cut to next week. It happens again. The exact same way.
Isn't it on specific words?
Yes, it is. It's when he's been bringing up... He's been alluding to a screw job.
Which, wait, no. A screw job, basically, him alluding to it basically means there's no way it's going to happen.
Not if they're cutting his mic.
No. It basically... They're just... That's
because
just
you know Heyman
game.
doesn't stick to any script.
No,
That's true.
I think that's bullshit. It's like Seth Rollins saying, I might cash this briefcase in after you fucking win the title. It's basically saying, I am not going to cash this briefcase in after you win the title. It's like saying we don't know if Stone Cold is going to show up tonight. We don't know. Stone Cold is stuck in traffic. Is he going to show up? As soon as they start to try and plant those seeds of doubts, you fucking know Austin's going to show up on the fucking show. It's just them trying to plant the seeds.
No, they're not trying.
Okay, guys, I want to tangent alert. Did you know that was actually referenced in a lawsuit?
What lawsuit?
When WWE or F at the time sued WCW over when Bischoff was having that fucking I'm gonna fight Vince McMahon angle. They actually said in the lawsuit that when something is said in wrestling that isn't going to happen, it almost certainly means it is going to happen, and that was an argument in their lawsuit. So there is legal precedent for that angle you just brought up, you guys.
Interesting.
Well, no, but again, the wording he's saying, there's no way in hell that anyone is screwing over my client. Those were his words.
Well, it doesn't matter
by that
anymore because
logic,
he has a new...
And that doesn't feel like them planting the seeds of doubt. That feels like them saying, oh shit, Paul's saying something he's not supposed to say, cut his mic.
I think that was just storyline bullshit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think.
It could be, but there is the possibility, and I'd be remiss if I didn't bring it up. I don't think they're actually going to screw over Brock Lesnar, but
no, but you never know. So let's talk about the one thing in this match that could the one thing in this entire event that could actually make this exciting again.
Oh, fuck
and that's Seth Rollins.
Fuck off. The Money in the Bank case is the worst thing that ever happened to WWE. It worked once for one person and never again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm sick of this angle. Oh, is he going to cash? You know what? I don't fucking care anymore. I don't.
All right, I will give you
and you know what's going to happen? Even if Seth Rollins is going to try and cash in, he's not winning because as they have stated, they want Roman Reigns to beat CM Punk's record because they can't have a guy because he holds the record for longest title defensive guy currently working full time, or at least in recent time. He's not with the company anymore, and that's not okay with them. So Roman Reigns has to beat that. So we're gonna have a long sit with Roman Reigns as champion.
Oh, and I wouldn't mind that if he defends the belt every single pay-per-view. They have to come up with a new name for these things, by the way.
Part-timers?
No. For these special shows on Sundays, because you're no longer paying per view.
Oh, they call them attractions now.
Somebody's playing Fallout.
Yeah, I noticed that immediately. Could you target my balls in that?
You guys were cats. And thanks to you fuckers, I missed both my shots.
How? It's that?
Because 95% really means 5%.
Apparently. The only reason I say Seth Rollins it might make this exciting is because I need hope. I need hope.
I think the fact that Seth Rollins was like, I might cash it, I think that means that he's not gonna fucking cash in.
No, it's like Austin Aries has been.
if Seth Rollins cashes in, then he's going to get the biggest face pop of the night, and that's going to ruin Roman Reigns. So yeah, I don't think he might cash in on the Raw after Mania, but
that's right. Brock Lesnar is fucking off for the summer. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
signed
right.
a new contract, but we're not going to see him until fucking
fall.
Yeah, we're not going to see him until SummerSlam.
Yeah, so
again, why should Brock Lesnar ever care when he can do shit like that?
Ian, I would say karma is going to come and bite him in the ass, but no.
It should be noted that when Brock Lesnar was working with UFC, he was one of their biggest draws. So it's not Brock Lesnar, it's WWE.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Mania. That's WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania 31. What should be the biggest and best wrestling event of the year has got us raging.
Well, if you note, a lot of people were pretty happy with how WrestleMania 30 ended, right?
Oh my God.
A
Yeah.
lot of people were happy how WrestleMania 20 ended. Not harsher in hindsight, but at the time, people loved how WrestleMania 20 ended. People were pretty happy with how WrestleMania 10 ended. How did WrestleMania 11, 21, and now 31 end?
Not well.
With shit. Wait, let me think. That ended with Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
21 ended with the Reigns of Terror, known as Cena and Batista. And 31 looks like it's going to end with Roman Reigns winning. Oh my God!
Ah!
Ugh. You know what, folks? I'll be the first to say it. I'll be the first one to admit that I'll be wrong, but I don't think I am. This is going to be shit. This is going to be hurt. This is going to be hurting.
It's going to have good matches, but it
Hurt.
could have been so much more
better. Yeah, it could have been. And I think I'm going to make a prediction here. When we do the recap show, we're going to go at least 2 hours. And when Spoonie does his and when Spoonie does his recap show for Wrestle, he's going to go 10 hours.
And when I think this is going to be one of those WrestleManias that's going to have a lot of words written about it.
Because it's this without competition, this is what you get. Plain and simple. TNA could not step up. ROH is not going to step up. Dragon Gate certainly isn't going to take a chance. And Chikara is off in its own little universe.
You can watch Lucha Underground.
That is so far underground, it might as well be Combat Zone Wrestling.
Oh my, do not compare fucking Lucha Underground to CZW. I will fucking stab you.
Oh.
What the fuck did Lucha do to you, man?
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Lucha raped my father, killed my mother.
Wait.
Wait, what?
I give up.
Oh, God.
I give up as well because, honestly, what more can we say? What more can we say? I know what we can say. I definitely know what we can say.
Uh-oh.
Good night, and good luck, folks. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and things not gendered. Welcome to a very special pre-WrestleMania dark match. I screwed up.
This is why you don't fucking intro the show.
Dark show? We've been doing this show for 4 years.
It's Dark Show. Dun, dun. Captain. It's a big, bad, dark show tonight.
Okay.